Hi everyone, my name's Yuri and my topic on Essay 3 is about cyberbullying. Now, that's a huge topic, and its definition seems rather blurred to people. So I'll narrow it down to three aspects. And I'll compare it with bullying so that it'll seem clearer. Actually, when I was asked, what topic are you going to write about the first time, the topic I came up with was not cyberbullying, but bullying. If you ask me what relationship are there between bullying and cyberbullying, I'd say that bullying is kind of like the father and cyberbullying is like the son. I'm not saying this only because the article of bullying is the parent article of cyberbullying in Wikipedia. I'm using this simile because the word itself is so young and seemed to be around us for within the 20 years. So why did I switch my topic toward that newer word? Not because of me following the trend. The topic bullying is never out of date as long as someone is still suffering from it. But the negative potential I see in cyberbullying. This word, though still young, can invite a much greater population to get involved in this feast of violence. We've all heard and seen bullying before. Some people might say that comparing to bullying, cyberbullying isn't that much of hurting and won't kill people. But is that statement true? While bullying may involve physical actions such as hurting somebody's body or damaging their possessions, cyberbullying tends to be based on verbal bullying and the act of leaking private information. So does word hurt people that much? Khalil Gibran wrote, and I quote, from Standard Form, "Perhaps a man may commit suicide in self-defense." According to my research, there are significant effects toward people who suffer cyberbullying. Depressive symptoms, anxiety, loneliness, lower self-rated health, lower self-esteem, lower academic performances, self-injury, suicide ideation, and suicide attempts. According to CDC, cyberbullying causes 4,400 deaths per year. 14% of high school students have considered suicide, and 7% have attempted it. And that is only about suicide ideation and suicide attempts. In the guidelines, there's a question asking me whether I learned anything surprising during the research. There are many, for example, like relationship between gender and cyberbullying and such. But what surprises me the most is the definition of cyberbullying and how teenagers tend to report them. I learned that I had actually been involved in cyberbullying events not knowing that it's called cyberbullying. But before I learned the definition of cyberbullying, I had no idea that some certain reactions could be considered as cyberbullying. Since we're less aware that we've been cyberbullied, plus teens tend not to report cyberbullying than bullying owing to the misunderstanding between parents and children, I came to the conclusion that cyberbullying is actually more serious than we could see from the statistical data, since the reported ones were only the tip of the iceberg. So, what made cyberbullying this intense? When we bring the traditional style bullying into this brand new, worldwide, easily accessed, light-speed stage, what will be the outcome? It is not just those who are in your school can tease you, and it's not just those who are at your department can call your name, but everyone, as long as they are connected to the internet. And as long as the group grows, swallowing bullies, victims, and bystanders, now they don't act as individuals, but as the crowd. And who are the crowd? According to The Crowd, a study of the popular mind, the crowd has the least liked characteristics. They are powerful but blind, easy to be misled, and hard to be persuaded. And what makes things worse is that you can comment, tweet, post blogs without being known who you are. Now it is time to enjoy your freedom of speech and without paying the price for saying hate speech. And how could a world be when doing bad things needing a price? Imagine it. Anyone, as long as he or she is linked to the internet, had a Facebook profile, tweeted, or even read news from a website could be involved. Once upon a time, it was only about celebrities and their gossips, recorded phone calls, and videotapes. But now that the internet is so deeply rooted in our life, it is not only about celebrities anymore. Anyone could be the bully, and anyone could be the victim. The situation is already that bad, and there are hands pushing us to go further toward the abyss. We have to admit that the gossips which gains the most clicks must contain something that grabs the attention. Whether it's a breakup, or it's the new pictures of some girls, or maybe someone's caught dating same sex, or it's someone who committed suicide. We tend to choose the negative news, those that contain hate and discrimination, and unpermitted leaking of privacy. And that is why the media keeps on reporting this, because it sells. The more clicks they gain, the more coins they earn. And the more they earn, the more they report. And that cycle, my friend, is not a good one. When we talk about a problem, we always try to find a solution to it. Cyberbullying showed us how technology may impact our lives in a negative way, but there are also attempts to prevent that and ease the situation using technology. The app Rethink is created by a 15-year-old girl, and it's a keyboard giving a user second chance to pause, review, and rethink their message on every app they use. And that simple app witnessed a drop of overall willingness to post an offensive message from about 71% to about 4%. The attempt to take cyberbullying into laws have never stopped during the past years. However, none of them reached their goals. There are arguments and obstacles along the path. Making clear criteria for the wrong things will make people, especially young people, aware that cyberbullying is an unacceptable behavior. Now, that's a good thing, but there are also obstacles so overwhelming that even solving one could be a lot of work. Here are two of the obstacles. And the first kind is called the qualitative aspect. How are you going to define cyberbullying? It is not defined in the laws yet. And how are you going to judge whether a behavior had the intention to harm or not? And the second kind is about tracing and convention. Though the information is almost permanent online, it is hard to establish evidence if someone hacked or deleted them. And jurisdiction. Since the internet is worldwide, how would you deal with someone that is not within the country? The age of criminal responsibility is also a problem. For example, if the government make the age of criminal responsibility to 10 years of age, this would mean that a young child's career could be easily ruined by a criminal file that cannot be wiped out of the system. I'll focus my essay on these three aspects and try to come up with something more about the solution. I may also cover something about victim blaming and overlapping between traditional bullying and cyberbullying in my essay if space permitting. This is all for my presentation. Thank you for your attention.